Welcome. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto Morning Show. Today we're going to be taking a look at some very interesting things. The government having a powwow on crypto. You can't wait to find out what that's going to be, or who's going to be there. I think that there's another interesting story we're going to look at about AI today. Kind of some really, really scary stuff. But let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. Let me pull this up here. All right. Looking at the market today, the market cap at $3.869 trillion, but it is up 2%. So at least it's heading in the right direction. 24-hour volume pretty low, 152 billion. Bitcoin dominance 57.4%. ETH dominance is staying about the same place, 12.6%. Trending coins of the day. Got Ergo, Floki, and Concordium. The top gainer is Binance Live BC Game Coin. Wow. And Hajime. No idea what these are. That's got to be a meme coin, I believe. Got a logo. Looking at Bitcoin right now, it's $111,425, up 0.4% for the last hour, down up 2.6% for the last 24 hours, then down on the 7-day and the 30-day, not too much. Ethereum coming in at $4,040, up 1.5% over the last 24 hours. XRP up 3%. We're going to look at XRP and Solana today. They may be poised for some next legs up. We'll see what happens. Okay, and you got Tron, Cardano, Dogecoin, all gainers for the last 24 hours. So the top gainers are Zcash, Chainlink, Meme Core. Nothing really over 5 or 6% today, except for Chainlink and Zcash. Is Chainlink about to make another move up? Hard to say, but we do have good news for big altcoins coming soon. Biggest losers, nothing really a big loser either. I mean, BitTits are down 2.5%, and Athena, they've been pumping recently. Or excuse me, BitTits has at least. Okay, 7 days. Athena, the biggest pumper of the last 7 days. Then you got several that are down 7.19% for Aster. Aster coming in at $1.20. Maybe you could buy there. After an unbelievable few weeks, it's really flat over the last 30 days. Caspa and Story, both down. Little. A lot in the 7 to 8% range. All these kind of look the same at this point. Zcash 418%. That's hard for me to believe. Everybody moving their money into privacy coins. Is that what this is? Well, you ever seen 5 cats? Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Where's that? Chart has been rather sideways for the last week. As you can see, this is the daily week. This is the daily chart. After several days of red, it's bounced back in the green a little bit here. If we look at the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin, basically just kind of leveling off here. You can look here and see where we're at in this range, and then look back and say, this was all in that range. This, all in that range. So we've been at this level before, many times. We stretch out the 4 hour here. Right there, right here. So if you remember, we got that really big drop the other day or last week, 2 Fridays ago. It bounced back really hard, all the way up to 115.6. It went down all the way to 101.500. So, right now where we're at is important because we might be getting back up into those bounce levels that we felt pretty safe and comfortable with. Right here. I mean, once we bounced down, we went back up to 115. Everybody's like, okay, we're cool. And of course, we dropped all the way down to 103 again recently. And now people really need to see this move in the right direction. Or we are in danger of red October. Let's look at the monthly. What do we need to get? See, we got to get back above 114 or so to turn this green. 114, 115 to turn this green. And then once we get another green month in October, after all of the crazy things we've had happen, I think people will be very encouraged by that. The market might go shrinking in November. We're still waiting for approvals on ETFs and some things like that, but which we can talk about in a minute. We will talk about in a minute. Yeah, in September we got a red dot on the monthly, but we don't really have a ton to track it with. Okay. All right. All right, guys, let's move on here. Trump insider whale who scored 160 million in Bitcoin route opened $76 million Bitcoin short at 10x leverage. Trader opened a 700 Bitcoin short at 109,133. Liquidation set at $150,080, signaling a bold high leverage bet on Bitcoin's further decline. Crypto whale dubbed a Trump insider for his timely trades has placed a massive new bet against Bitcoin, reopening speculation that another market shakeout could be ahead. He was known for shorting Bitcoin before the last crash. According to on-chain Lens, the address deposited $30 million in USDC to Hyperliquid before opening a Bitcoin short position worth $76 million with 10x leverage. The position size at 700 Bitcoin entered 109,000 face liquidation if we went all the way up to $150,000. Speculators watch closely as Trump insider reloads Bitcoin shorts. It's not his first aggressive move. Last week, soon after Bitcoin briefly recovered from the crash, same wallet opened in traditional short positions. Opened additional, is what I said. Look on chain data show the trader entered around 115,000, 440 Bitcoin in shorts, valued at a little under 400 million and sitting on roughly 5.7 million in unrealized profit at the time. Fund those trades, about $80 million in USDC was bridged to Hyperliquid and quickly deployed. A move seen as renewed confidence in a deeper correction. Observers believe this investor could be expecting a repeat of the recent sell-off. That would be interesting. Will's perfectly timed short sparks debate over insider knowledge. The trader first gained attention after reportedly earning $160 million by shorting Bitcoin just before Donald Trump's tariff announcement, sent markets tumbling. Meanwhile, on-chain data shows Bitcoin supply on exchanges shrinking rapidly. 45,000 BTC, worth about $4.8 billion, has been withdrawn from centralized exchanges since early October. Investors pull coin from exchanges, blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin last traded 3% higher at $110,261. though it remains down about 11% over the past 2 weeks. Market is watching closely to see whether the so-called Trump insiders' bets marks the start of another sell-off or a bold misstep in volatile market. Yeah, we'll find out. We got a lot of bullish stories today. Several anyways. Japan molds allowing local banks to buy and sell crypto according to reports. Japan's FSA plans to discuss potentially allowing banks to buy and sell crypto in an upcoming meeting, according to local reports. The FCA is also considering allowing banks to register as crypto exchanges. Japan's FinTech Services Agency, get my face with that, may allow local banks to trade and hold cryptocurrencies. According to a report from Yomiuri Shimbun, the FSA is planning to discuss potentially reforming the current supervisory guidelines that ban domestic banks from holding digital assets due to price volatility. The aim of the policy reform is to establish a system allowing banks to buy and sell crypto like stocks and government bonds, the report said. The agency also plans to create regulatory guardrails to mitigate financial risks from potential update. The FSA is set to discuss the reform at an upcoming meeting of their council. Furthermore, the FSA is also considering banks to register as crypto exchanges to form an easier environment for retail investors to participate in the crypto market. Wow. Meanwhile, the FSA has been putting efforts to make digital asset trading a fair market as it reportedly plans to file amendments that would explicitly prohibit trading based on non-public information, with violators facing financial penalties proportional to their illicit gains. I mean, how do you do this in crypto? I don't know if you can do that in crypto. Make it where it's only non-public information, or the trading based on non-public information would be against the law. So hard to talk about insider trading when you're talking about crypto coins. So that's big news for Japan and Tokyo markets. What about this? The S&P Dow Jones just delivered incredible crypto news for crypto investors. Is it a game changer? On October 17th, S&P Global launched its S&P Digital Markets 50 Index. This is a new market cap weighted index from S&P Dow Jones indices that will track a basket of 50 cryptocurrencies and crypto-related stocks. In theory, should give investors a quick snapshot look at how broader crypto market ecosystem is performing. Theory. That's weird. When I said theory, my Siri opened my phone. Doesn't know the difference. All right, here's what you need to know. The S&P Jones, best for its S&P 500 index, arguably the most famous stock market index in the world. If investors want to know how the market is doing, they check out the S&P 500. If they want to track the market, they invest in ETFs and mutual funds that track S&P 500. So it's understandable why the term game changer is being thrown around right now. Arguably, for crypto investing to go fully mainstream, it needs to be as approachable and accessible as investing in stocks. That's where the S&P Digital Market 50 Index could play a big role, making it much easier for investors to track the crypto market. That being said, it's important to point out there have been other attempts to create similar types of crypto indices. In November 2024, Coinbase Global launched a Coinbase 50 Index. Although any crypto index focuses either on cryptocurrency or crypto-related stocks, but not both of them at the same time. So what makes S&P Crypto Index so unique is truly hybrid, tracking both cryptocurrencies and crypto stocks. Think about MicroStrategy, Marathon, maybe even NVIDIA. I doubt, but it does have a lot to do with crypto. With a single click, investors will be able to get immediate exposure. Make it much easier for investors to diversify their portfolios. They won't have to worry about using a variety of exchanges or trading platforms to get their exposure just right. We told you this before. We told you the Vanguard was going to get into crypto, and when they do, it's going to be a big story. That's why I was all put out there against crypto for so long. How could they possibly be against crypto? Everybody is for crypto now. Longer term, the introduction of the new S&P crypto index could entice a number of high-profile investment firms to embrace crypto for the first time. The obvious company here is Vanguard, $10 trillion investment firm known for its popular index mutual funds and ETFs. Remember this about Vanguard. Vanguard owns more of BlackRock than BlackRock owns. It owns a huge percentage of BlackRock. Why, if they're so anti-crypto, would they allow all this investing by the number 2 firm, BlackRock, to go into crypto? They wouldn't. It doesn't make sense, guys. Until recently, Vanguard had ignored the crypto space, but in September, Vanguard hinted it would be open to offering third-party crypto ETFs, such as Bitcoin ETFs. So crazy. So what if Vanguard decides to get involved with crypto? That's when you'll know that crypto has gone fully mainstream, of course. Obvious. Just like I told you. Let's see here. Most crypto stocks, in one way or another, are highly correlated with the price of Bitcoin. As a result, you might not gain any real diversification from investing in a bigger basket of crypto companies. I want to see what the 50-50 is. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Unexpected Federal Reserve just announced crypto conference. Guys, the government going all in on crypto here. Federal Reserve, which is technically not the government, but it is the government at the same time. All the people that run it are picked by people in our government. So what a scam making you think that the Federal Reserve is not actually the government, but it is. Federal Reserve just announced a crypto conference. All right, guys, cannot wait. BitBoy on stage at the Federal Reserve crypto conference. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. Federal Reserve has announced it will hold a conference on crypto payments innovation on October 21st. This announcement is already attracting a lot of interest from both the traditional finance and cryptocurrency sectors. The incident occurs at a pivotal point where Bitcoin is around $110,000. What's there to discuss? Conversation will focus on stablecoin oversight, the integration of blockchain technology into payment systems, and the changing regulatory environment, even though the Fed has not published a comprehensive agenda. This conference may influence how legislators strike a balance between innovation and consumer protection, given the increasing importance of digital assets in the global financial ecosystem. So they announced this crypto conference the day before it's going to happen. Sneaky, sneaky. Growth of tokenized assets in central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, is one important issue that might come up. The development might provide clues about long-term course of the Federal Reserve's years-long investigation into the possibilities of a digital dollar. A more flexible approach from the Fed, one that recognizes the value of cryptocurrency payments, might promote institutional adoption more widely and encourage big business to try blockchain infrastructure out more. As traders expect a positive policy tone, Bitcoin's recovery has already attracted recent investor attention. Price is bouncing 2% in the last day. However, there's still a lot of volatility. So there you go. But in addition to that, there is a crypto roundtable for the Capitol, or for the government itself. Top crypto CEOs to meet U.S. senators on October 22nd. So this is going to be the day after that conference. They have a crypto roundtable. In a major step bridging the gap between Washington and the U.S. crypto industry, Senate Democrats are hosting a high-level roundtable on 22nd of October with top crypto leaders. That's in 2 days. Executives from Coinbase, Ripple, Chainlink, Uniswap, and Galaxy Digital will join lawmakers to build trust and restart long-stalled talks on digital asset regulation after months of tension and political deadlock. According to Ellie Tourette, among those confirmed to attend are Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, Ripple Chief Legal Officer, Stuart Alvarado, Chainlink, Sergey Nazarov, Galaxy's Mike Novogratz, Kraken's David Ripley, Uniswap's Hayden Adams, and Circle's Dante Disparte. That's who's going to be there. They'll be joined by policy representation from A16Z Crypto, Solana Policy Institute, and the Blockchain Association. They're going to discuss market structure clarity, DeFi oversight, stablecoin policy, taxation, and treasury coordination. This roundtable comes at a sensitive time. Negotiations between Democrats and Republicans on crypto market structure legislation have reportedly stalled following public backlash over a leaked Democratic proposal to regulate decentralized finance. That's not going to be possible, guys. By nature, decentralized finance. It's going to be hard to put rules on it. Okay, XRP price prediction. Bullish option spike signals massive altcoin rotation from Bitcoin ETH to XRP and Sol. XRP and Solana are showing early signs of capital rotation as options traders increasingly bet on a rebound in select altcoins, while Bitcoin and Ethereum consolidate. At the time of this writing, XRP trades at $2.40, Solana at $191, without outperforming their larger counterparts. Bitcoin near 108.6 and Ether around 4,000. The shift in mood is showing up in the 25 delta risk reversal, popular measure of the options market's bias. Positive reading means traders are paying more for calls, a clear sign of optimism. A negative reading reflects demand for puts, a sign of caution. According to data from Amber Data, XRP and Sol risk reversals have turned positive across all derivative expires. October 31st, November 28th, and December 26th, suggesting traders expect higher prices at year-end. It's bullish. But Bitcoin still has negative risk reversal across every one of its expires through September. It's just a sign of traders deep down being a little bit nervous. The renewed interest in XRP and Solana has picked up since that nasty market crash on October 10th. XRP had plummeted all the way down to 177. Solana dropped all the way down from 220 all the way down to 188. Good news is, in the aftermath of volatility, traders started moving exposure back into these two altcoins again. So that's good news. Positive risk reversals reflect bullish expectations heading into the final quarter of the year. Demand for calls on both XRP and Solana is strong. Bitcoin and ETH traders remain largely unmoved. Not like Ethereum, just largely unmoved. But analysts are warning we can't rely on option sentiment to tell us what's going on with smaller assets like XRP and Solana. Liquidity just isn't there. Open interest is much lower than what we see on Bitcoin. Despite that, the fact that the majority of traders are leaning bullish is a positive sign that these altcoins might bounce back faster once confidence returns. So if you're in XRP, might be a good time to get in. It's a good time for some buys, for some buying the dip. Sustained move above 272 could validate a long entry with targets at $3.15 and $3.30. There you go. Yeah, sad story. XRP investor says 3 million XRP was stolen. Cold wallet maker says seed important made the wallet hot. This is about EliPal is the wallet. Very interesting. Long-term XRP investor Brandon LaRoque says he discovered the loss on October 15th in cold wallet maker EliPal's mobile app, but the theft occurred on October 12th. Oh man, that would make me sick. He says he found the loss on October 15th in the EliPal app. The theft happened on October 12th. EliPal told him that if you type a hardware wallet seed into the EliPal app, private keys are saved on your phone or tablet, turning it into a hot wallet. He says his iPhone app showed a blue cold view, while his iPad showed an orange hot view for EliPal's color cues. The money was fed out into Tron, and into Tron, and then OTC Ventures. What the victim said happened is he opened up his wallet, which is almost their entire retirement savings, hoping to see his regular XRP amount, and it was gone. He'd been accumulating, the thing it says is about a $3 million loss. He said he had been accumulating XRP since 2017 and previously held more, but sold some for living expenses. In his YouTube videos, he said he discovered the theft by checking the LAPal wallet on October 15th and determined the train occurred on October 12th. Yeah, really sad. LAPal's explanation said on October 18th that its review indicated the user had imported the hardware wallet's seed phrase into the LAPal's mobile app, which would recreate the wallet on an internet-connected device. In an email to the user, LAPal explained that if a cold wallet seed is used on a phone or tablet, the seed and resulting private keys will be stored on that device, effectively making it a hot wallet and greatly reducing security. Brandon said he had LAPal's app on both iPhone and iPad. Wow, so crazy. Now, when it comes to trying to get these funds back, you got to be careful because there is a predatory recovery industry. While law enforcement often struggles to respond swiftly, recovery model has emerged to exploit victims' desperation. Basically, just be very, very careful who you contact to help you try to uncover fraud, because the people who are helping you uncover it, they're often also the people that did it. Not necessarily in this case, but who knows? But these crypto recovery agencies are 95% predatory. They look for people who lost money and try to get more money out of them, and then try to figure out how to get the money that was stolen back to themselves instead of to the people they're helping. 95%. Just like people who message you on Instagram or something, you don't know who they are. 95% of those, 95 to 99% are going to be fake. There's people trying to steal your money. I had this really, really interesting article here. If AI and crypto aren't bubbles, we could be in big trouble. Basically saying that either way, if AI really is as good as it says, everybody says, it's going to take everybody's jobs. And crypto is very similar. If crypto takes over the entirety of the financial system, then it would reveal that we're already in the midst of a giant, giant bubble as far as world economies go. But it's a very interesting read, so you guys go check it out. So, but that's all we got for today, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in, tuning in, checking out, and we will see you next time. Be blessed. Good way out.